for both teams, as we're just about ready to get this one started. Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
More than 40 years ago, the Oscar Robertson rule ushered in the new era of free agency in the NBA. In the last decade, players have taken personal agency. They've pulled up stakes and forced trades in search of an ideal environment. Now, sometimes for teams on the losing end of that, it's a bitter pill to swallow. But this is the new reality of the NBA. Kevin?
It is indeed, DA. Thank you. Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. On Wednesday, the New York Knicks coming to town, tipping off a homestand for them. Then on Friday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks.
And for that game against the Nuggets, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
A look at the Magic starting group. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Markelle Fultz out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. And for Toronto, Lowry and Powell, the guards. Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. And it's Anunoby in at the 3.
The Toronto Raptors knew Kawhi Leonard might leave, but plan B is to build around their young players. They've got some good ones, in my opinion.
Now, here's Fournier. Just 5 to shoot, and the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal.
You know, the Raptors have done a great job of finding quality players, Steve, late in the draft and developing them into contributors.
Yes, Kevin, and one of those guys is Fred VanVleet. He went undrafted. A long rebuild was never in the cards for Toronto. They're competing as those young guys develop.
And it's the Raptors' ball. Passes it to Anunoby. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Great job executing the offense. That pass on time and on point.
Fultz kicks to Isaac. Pass to Vucevic. Fades and shoots. Powell pulls it in. Here's Anunoby, guarded by Fultz. Offensive rebound, Ibaka. Great D that time from Vucevic.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
The pass to Fultz.
Come get it.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. You know, Steve, for teams that are already struggling big time, what's a sign that the ship is going to be difficult to turn the other way and get back on track?
I think, Kevin, body language and obviously what they're saying in the media. There are some teams, you watch them, the guys hit a three-point shot, they come to the bench. No one's up clapping. No one's communicating with each other. Those are the teams I think is very hard to turn around.
2.
That free throw good from Fultz.
And the feeling is with Fultz, tremendous potential. Could be one of those game-changing type point guards who scores and passes with ease.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Toronto, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Outside Lowry. It's rebounded by Fultz. Pass to Isaac. On the wing, Gordon. Looking for Fournier and gets it there. Fultz. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Lowry from outside. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
A threat from anywhere on the floor. Lowry does it with skill, and he does it with toughness.
Pass to Fultz. Gordon trying to break loose. Fultz, no good.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
Now here is Lowry. He had 13 points in the win against Chicago.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
Now here's Fournier, following the miss by Pascal Siakam. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Looking now at some numbers for Evan Fournier. Some last season stats for him. He put up about 15 points a game last season, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And to have a knockdown shooter like that coming off the bench, a great asset for any coach.
For sure, things can get stagnant without that spark plug. He always seems to supply points for them in bunches.
Now here's Siakam. Markelle Fultz unable to get his last shot to go. The shot by Powell, no good. Vucevic to the pass to Gordon. That one, no good. Now Toronto takes it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
Yeah, they look right at home, except they weren't. Great job of blocking out the noise.
Now here's Fournier. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Anunoby passes to Powell. And out of UCLA, Norman Powell, an athletic 6'4" combo guard, said he modeled his game after Russell Westbrook.
And I can see why. He's gifted physically as well. A 6'11" wingspan, a 40-inch vertical leap. He's more of a two-guard in my opinion, and he's off to a strong start in his young career.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Good on both.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result.
Give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Kyle Lowry is second.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Gordon kicks to Isaac. Orlando moving the ball around. Fultz the pass to Isaac. And again, unable to change momentum here. It's Powell on the wing. No good on the triple. So for the Magic, their last game, a loss to the Hawks in Atlanta.
Well, what did them in was all the missed free throws. It could have been a much different outcome.
You hate to lose it at the line, especially when you're getting what you want in other areas of the game.
And the Raptors making a change here. Gasol's checked in. Fultz looking around. Pass to Gordon. Inside. 11 feet away. And it's Gasol with the rebound.
Once he gets the ball there, you expect him to capitalize. That was a missed opportunity.
Here's Anunoby, defended by Gordon. Anunoby, good. Anunoby's got his second basket of the night.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Outside Fournier. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Raptors leading by 5. Siakam, right side. No good on that one. Gordon with the defensive effort. Fournier pass to Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
A little undersized at the 4, but he can get off the ground.
Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Powell, the pass to Gasol. For 3. The shot by Powell, no good. The Magic trail by 3. Gordon kicks to Vucevic to the right side. Here's Fournier. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Shot clock at 5. Rejected by Gasol.
The former defensive player of the year, Gasol showing his stuff.
Fournier, that's for 2. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long time.
Now here's Gordon, following the miss by Pascal Siakam. And it's Gordon missing.
I mean, he's staying aggressive, trying to regain his touch. But right now, he's hurting the team. This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
Now here's Fultz. 17 points for him last game against Atlanta. There's the pass to Fournier. The Magic again can't hit. Toronto leading by 5. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Fred VanVleet is checked in for Toronto. Mohamed Bamba, he's checked in for the Magic. Ross comes in for Fournier. Lowry has the open look. No good on the quick 3. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Magic. Here's Vucevic. He makes that one drop, only a second and 5 tries.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Don't need to be a hero.
Powell against Gordon. And finished off by Gasol.
Great anticipation by Marc Gasol, really known for defensive rebounding, but he did it that time on the offensive glass.
Now here's Fultz. And here's Vucevic. Pass to Bamba. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Fultz. It's deflected.
And what you like about Siakam as a rim protector, the strong fundamentals, able to affect shots without fouling.
Some changes for Toronto. Boucher is checked in. Davis is subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Then for the Magic, Ennis, he's checked in for Aaron Gordon. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Fultz. Now, here's Siakam. And he really did play well against Chicago in that last game.
He really can't buy a bucket, but his teammates have his back.
Ross with a wide open look and some very quick points for him on that possession. Raptors leading by 3. Now here is Davis. Siakam outside. Bamba with the block.
And the giant wingspan of Bamba strikes again. Just fantastic at spiking shots in a variety of ways.
Toronto's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Davis surveying the floor. In the corner, it's Van Vliet. 4 on the clock. Over Augustine. Count that one from Van Vliet. And the Raptors lead by 3. Augustine with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Passes to Ross. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That's his first foul. Now here's Ennis, covered by Siakam. Bamba trying to break free. And a wide open look for Siakam. It's hauled in by the Magic. This game against Toronto here, it's their first look at the Raptors.
And they're facing the team that dismissed them from the postseason last year. So certainly a little payback in mind.
Here's Boucher. Vucevic defending. Five to shoot. Kicks it out to Siakam over Augustine, and the shot goes in from Siakam.
That's a nice play call. Working the ball to Siakam where he can do something with it.
Raptors with one of the best benches in the league, and Fred Van Vliet, a leader for that group.
Yeah, he gives up size every night, Kevin, but he's able to overcome that thanks to his toughness and IQ for the game.
Now here's Ross. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Vucevic rejected by Gasol. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And taking a look here at the numbers for Augustine. Last season's performance for him, 12th in three-point field goal percentage, and he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And who could defend him last season out there? Defenders tried to body him up, play a little physical, but time and time again, he drilled the three anyway. Now Davis. After the missed three from Vucevic,
Whose man is this?
here's Van Vliet. Bamba with the block. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Well, you know that Ross can throw it down. Nice one right there.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
One shot. One shot.
That free throw good from Ross. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Siakam outside. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. That one on Vucevic.
Yes, people have been surprised by Siakam's offense. What I'm surprised about is the efficiency. One of the league's best-kept secrets, Pascal Siakam out of Cameroon, discovered as a raw teenager at Basketball Without Borders back in 2012.
Shooting two.
Free throw good, Siakam.
You have to give Pascal Siakam a lot of credit. He's continued to improve the shooting percentage both from the field and the line.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. The Magic trail by 4. Now Augustine, he's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. And it's blocked out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Hey, swing it.
Clock at 6. Ross with it, picked up by Davis from deep, but they recover it. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock.
Go outside. Get out.
Tries again, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Nice play there from Terrence Ross to create something on the trip and earn his way to the line.
The Magic have made 3 free throws so far, haven't missed any.
Two.
That free throw good from Ross. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 9 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Siakam from deep three-point range, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Raptors out in front. They lead by 2. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. Marc Gasol, so appreciated by his fans, and certainly a lot of Spanish-speaking fans excited about his success. And great to see so many different cultures and countries embrace the game.
Yes, and with players like Gasol having so much success, I think it helps give those Latino and Spanish-speaking fans a connection to the NBA.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
And you can see it's already having an impact. It can cause shooters to think twice.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So the Raptors 5 right now. Davis is out there with Fred VanVleet. Then it's Pascal Siakam. Then it's Ibaka. And it's Boucher in at the 4 spot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23, and he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. And after winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. Sinks the triple. And Steve, some classic shoe brands making a return to the NBA with updated versions. Smitty, what was your sneaker of choice back in the day?
Kevin, that's funny. I started off with the pumps, the double pumps, and then I ended up with a shell-toe low top. And then now you see all the youngsters now wearing low tops. They used to tell me back in the day, low tops were not good for your ankles, but I didn't really jump that high, so I was okay. Well, last season, Pascal Siakam more than doubled his scoring. Dramatic improvement as a shooter from the perimeter and the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And we've seen his shooting improve. But Siakam also very dangerous off the bounce.
Yeah, reason why, Kevin, he's becoming a great ball handler. They trust him to press the attack and to get into the lane.
OG Anunoby's checked in for the Raptors. Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for the Magic. Evan Fournier comes in for Terrence Ross. And so he makes both from the line. Orlando leading. Augustine looking around. Kicks to Fournier. Shot clock at 6. Over Davis. That one a little long.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
And his rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps. Terrible shot selection, but you got to appreciate his confidence.
Davis against Fournier. Knocked loose. He kicks it to Augustine. Pass to Ennis. Releases. Toronto grabs the miss.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
2 seasons at Indiana for OG Anunoby and the 23rd pick of the 2017 draft. Great talk about his game.
You know, NBA ready physically from day one, still working for consistency with his shooting, especially at the free throw line. But I like his potential as a two-way player.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Norman Powell's checked in for the Raptors. Lowry comes in for Davis. The Magic also changing it up. Gordon comes in for James Ennis. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Augustine. And so he hits both. An accomplished family for Anunoby. His father's a professor. His brother played pro football.
And OG Anunoby, he's put together like a football player himself. A powerfully built player for a wing.
Now here's Gordon. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta. Now the pass to Van Vliet. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's Anunoby, guarded by Fultz. Bamba with the block. To the middle, here's Gordon, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
Fultz is not just looking to score the ball, he also is equally engaged in terms of facilitating for his teammates.
Here's Lowry. It's deflected. Second shot opportunity, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
You know, the five-time All-Star Kyle Lowry has made a career of proving his doubters wrong. You ask me, I think he's still underrated.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry. And you ask Lowry, he's always felt underestimated. Smitty, what do people overlook about him?
You know, I think, Kevin, is his defense, first and foremost. He's a top 10 point guard at both ends of the floor. That's what makes him very special.
Now, here's Fournier. No points in the game yet for him.
You want to talk about ugly? This team is losing, partly because he hasn't drained a shot all night.
Powell, the pass to Anunoby. Hey, Smitty, every NBA player has their Mount Rushmore. Every NBA fan does. The four players they consider the best of all time. So I'll ask you, who is on your NBA Mount Rushmore?
I would say Michael Jordan, Kevin, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kobe Bryant. Those are my four.
Shooting two.
No good on that one.
And the potential Anunoby has is exciting, has the athleticism, the shooting touch, and the drive to keep improving.
And the second free throw, good. The Magic trail by 5. And here's Fultz to the paint. Here's Bamba. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Powell, and it's sent back by Isaac.
Oh, how about the read from the young fella? Isaac is dependable at anticipating when to go for the block. And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Trying to get open is Ibaka. Now, here's Isaac. Guarded by Powell. Oh, that was something else.
That was nasty.
Yeah, love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Now, here is Lowry. He has 6. Here's Anunoby, defended by Gordon. Bamba with the block, and he gets it back. Powell for 3, drills it from outside. Powell's got 7.
Nice pass. Not really known as a natural facilitator, but Ibaka has the experience at this point to execute these plays.
Fournier with the ball, covered by Van Vliet.
I love how he's willing to sacrifice his body in there, giving maximum effort. That's what it takes on the defensive boards.
Here's Isaac on the money from 12 feet away.
And Isaac has proven to be more than capable with his mid-range jump shot. He keeps it up high in the air so the defense doesn't really have a chance to disrupt his rhythm.
Now, here's Lowry. Pass to Ibaka. To the left side wing. Shoots. Van Vliet can't get it to go. Orlando trailing here. Here's Fultz. It's good. This game is all even. He's got 6.
You know, you gotta love the muscle that Fultz possesses. Taking the hit there, but still able to complete the play.
Now, here's Lowry. Got a hand on it. Bamba inside. Ibaka on him. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Well, you talk about physical gifts for the game. Mo Bamba, a 7-footer with the longest wingspan, 7'9½", and that gives him a huge spear of influence.
Two.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Greg, you look at Bamba able to touch the rim while still on the ground. And he gets off the ground pretty well, too.
A good athlete, still getting stronger and developing his feel for the game. But he has something you just can't teach.
Marc Gasol is checked in for Fred VanVleet. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And sort of known for that crazy length, Bamba's also extremely bright. Got offers from Ivy League schools, including Harvard.
Now, here's Lowry. He's got 6. Powell, that's good.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Passes it to Fultz. Lets the 3 fly. The shot, no good. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
This is what I like about Lowry, not just looking for his shot, even though he's an excellent scorer.
Now, here's Fultz. He's got 6. Steve, the league has broadened the definition of clear path fouls. Do you think that'll discourage the wrap-up fouls that stop those fast breaks?
Yeah, I think so, because the guy's coming downhill with that type of force. And if you do wrap him up, and sometimes your coaches want you to because of the situation, but it's hard, and it could create a lot of injuries. So I do like the clear path fouls.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good. The Raptors making a switch here. Boucher is checked in. And he sinks the second. And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for the Raptors. Here's Gasol. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Bamba's got his 6th rebound on the night. Magic working now with the new shot clock. The shot's good from Fournier. Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
Now here's Powell. He's coming off a 19-point game against Chicago.
And it wasn't just the scoring. He also impacted the game on the glass. Terrific all-around effort.
And the basket is good. And now it's a 3-point Magic lead.
And doing much better now. In that first quarter, converting less than 30% of their field goal opportunities, bouncing back nicely here in the second.
Pass to Anunoby. This one for 3, and Kyle Lowry with the 3. Lowry's got the game tied up here for Toronto.
So often, Lowry's the guy setting up other guys on this type of play. This time, he finishes with a catch and shoot.
Here's Fournier, and Gasol sends it back. And oh, here we go. Lowry's got the fast break chance. It's hauled in by Gordon.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yes, let's look on the bright side. You got a great look. It's a play that you might want to go back to again.
And one of the more transcendent athletes in the game, Aaron Gordon, still has some untapped potential. He could make a big leap.
Two.
Free throw good, Gordon. And Greg, we've seen Gordon playing in a slower pace system. He was asked to play at the small forward.
Not ideal, Kevin. He's better off as a small ball power forward, getting out in the lane and using those springs to rise over the D.
The Raptors making a switch here. Davis is checked in, and Gordon drops them both. Toronto's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Down low, here's Davis. Here's Gasol. That shot off. Great D that time from Vucevic.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And then Gordon with the dunk.
Great vision there from Ross to find the open man.
Raptors trail by 4. Lowry feeling it out a bit. The feed now to Gasol, and finished off by Gasol.
Oh, nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. Now here is Augustine. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Davis, and that one hits back iron.
That was the best he could do. Just fade a little bit, try and get a clean look, but the defense was right on him.
And the speed of Fultz is lethal. When he has a full head of steam, he's looking to tear the rim off the hinges.
Here's Davis. Outside Lowry. And the 3 off target.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
The ability to close out on perimeter shooters is so important in today's game.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
To the inside. That's in there. Davis with the assist. And that's now 11 points for Kyle Lowry.
Unafraid to challenge you inside, Lowry's a scoring threat on all 3 levels.
Bounce pass from Augustine. Ross against Powell. 6 on the shot clock. Ross, that's good.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Augustine with the steal. And here we go. Fultz heading to the basket. And finished off by Fultz.
And Fultz loves pushing the pace. He's downright terrifying in the open floor, loves jumping all over the defense.
Now here is Davis. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Feeds to Gasol. It's stolen by Vucevic.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
But you know, this is where your patience is tested. If you shoot too quickly, you give your opponent a chance to close out the quarter.
I got your help.
Now here's Ross. And so it's Orlando. With their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. In the second quarter, they were easily the better team. The points started coming for them in bunches, and they built a 6-point lead by halftime. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
Well, they've been rewarded for dumping the ball inside, keeping the defense honest. You have to mix it up. A little bit outside, a little bit inside. Now that separates teams.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Well, no question, Ernie. They need to improve their three-point shooting. When you shoot in the low 30s, you can dig yourself in a deep, abysmal hole. You like that word, Ernie? Abysmal? I can't spell it, but it sounded nice. Anyway, when the open 3 is there, fine, shoot it. But we saw at least a few situations where they should have worked for a better shot.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of the game that's been so far. You know, Markelle Fultz has been exceptional here, guys.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
Basketball 101. You've got to put a body on him. Unfortunately, that's a fundamental that's gone by the wayside.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Tipping off the second half, here's Steve Clifford's 5. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier out there with Markelle Fultz. And it's Isaac in at the 3. Anunoby, no good.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
And the basket by Gordon.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Powell with it. And the pass to Siakam. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Lowry. Good season for him last year. Came in about 14 points per, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
It's not the monster game that we see from him occasionally, but it's still incredibly impressive.
He misses the free throw. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. And he's good on the second. The Magic leading by 7. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there were some great firsts last season. His son Philip was born in December, and then Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, "I'll enjoy telling my son the stories, like my dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball. I think he will." Kevin?
Well, DA, it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report. The Magic have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Lowry kicks to Powell. Back to Lowry, beyond the arc. Kept alive. Here's Anunoby. They shoot again. That one misses.
They just don't have it right now. 0 for 4. Must have been one poor speech at halftime.
Here's Vucevic. Goes back up, and Gordon with the lay-in. Good. Gordon's got the lead up to 10 now for the Magic.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
Here's Fultz. The Raptors knocking down the tray. Outside Fournier. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got 3 assists now in this one. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Raptors. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Here's Siakam, and he makes that one. Siakam's got 13.
Strong finish. Siakam with great balance, able to complete the play through contact.
Inside. The shot's good from Fournier. And the Magic lead by 9.
Wow, defensively, for some reason, they've come out flat here in the second half.
Pass to Powell. 6 to shoot. Good work there as it goes. 13 points in the game.
Clearly caught him off guard with that move. Not the guy you'd expect to bust out a spin, but it worked beautifully there.
Here's Fultz. He doesn't hit that one. Some solid defense from Ibaka. Powell, no one around him, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
That's just great court recognition there. He saw the D pack in the lane on the break, so he calmly rose up and drained the transition three.
Fultz, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And Fultz doesn't fear physical contact. I think that's what makes him special. When he's knifing to the rack, he's ready to take on the hit from the defense.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Fultz. And the Raptors with some changes. Boucher is checked in, and it's Fred VanVleet in for Norman Powell. Orlando also making some changes. Mohamed Bamba, he's checked in for Aaron Gordon, and it's Ennis in for Jonathan Isaac. And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. Just over 3.5 minutes through the 3rd quarter of play now. Passes it to Boucher. Now VanVleet. Here's the teardrop. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Bamba. Five on the clock. Lowry from outside, and again, Toronto with the triple.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
You know what? They talked about this at halftime, and they're doing a better job of creating space.
And here's Fournier, following Kyle Lowry's 3. Back to Fournier. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Vucevic with the bucket.
I mean, every time down the floor, this is what you're trying to do. Find the right matchup.
Well, they say the post-up big man is dead and gone in the NBA, but don't tell that to Nikola Vucevic. An offensive focal point, and he does some of his best work on that low block.
Buries the long-range jumper. VanVleet's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
How can you leave this guy that wide open? Please, that's terrible.
Now Ennis, still looking for his 1st bucket in this one. Cuts off the pass. Here's Anunoby, poked away, and they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
DJ Augustine's checked in for Fultz. Here's Fournier, 9 points in the game so far. And here's Augustine to the wing right side. The shot by Ennis, nobody around. Vucevic. Add another make to his scoring column, his 5th basket of the game, now shooting 5 of 11.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why, lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points. Beautiful call that time up the floor. The hard screen frees him up for the bunny.
Augustine against Lowry. Pass to Bamba. Lowry against Augustine. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Lowry's got his 4th rebound in this one. Anunoby, good.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Now here's Fournier. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Anunoby's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Siakam outside. Bamba with the block. Now here's Ennis. D right on him. Vucevic finds Augustine. They double him with Siakam. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now here's Lowry. 16 points for him. In for his 7th make in 14 tries.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Floats one up, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. In 4th, the Raptors.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Some changes for Toronto. Gasol comes in for OG Anunoby. Davis is subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Terrence Ross is checked in for the Magic. Both free throws good from Augustine. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. Right side Gasol shoots over Vucevic, and that one goes long. Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Augustine against Davis. To the paint, here's Vucevic, and almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And how about last season? Made about 79% of his attempts, so those are really quality numbers.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
Yeah, disappointing not to convert all of them, but he did get the one to give them the lead.
Now here's Van Vliet, guarded by Augustine. Now here's Van Vliet. He's got 5. It's good. Van Vliet's got 5 points now in the quarter. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Got a piece of it. Out of bounds, magic ball as Orlando keeps possession.
And taking a look at some numbers for Gasol. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged about 13 points a game last season. 8 rebounds and 4 assists. And for a reserve big man, not a big drop-off when he checks in the game.
Totally. You want your team to at least hold court when the reserves come in. He definitely keeps you solid up front.
Now here's Ross. 11 points in the game. Once again off the mark, Orlando. The drive by Siakam. Ross grabs the board.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
Here's Vucevic, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Vucevic has got 15 points. Toronto's gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. Van Vliet passes to Siakam. And Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got 8 rebounds in this game. Shoots from 14. He shoots again. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Both teams will make substitutions.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw drops for Vucevic. And so here's Toronto. Siakam looking around. Rebound by the Magic.
He's doing what he can to help them cut into this lead. His shot just isn't quite there tonight.
Fast break. Here come the Raptors. The finish. And Siakam throws it down.
He's a well-coordinated athlete who will outwork you. Siakam hustles up the floor on every possession.
Now here's Ennis. Defense is right there. Augustine up top. Back to Ennis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The pass to Ross. There's the 3. No good. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Lets a floater go, and he's able to get it back. The shot by Powell, no good.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Ennis dishes to Augustine. 1:10 left to play in the third. Back to Ennis. Tipped away. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. So for the Magic, Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Vucevic. And it's Jonathan Isaac in for James Ennis.
Hey, Gordon!
Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
That's just being out of sync and at the worst time, costly.
Toronto's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. Powell kicks to Ibaka.
Big coming.
For the tie, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
You see the strength Ibaka's added over the years, that time converting through contact, going to the line.
And in recent seasons, we've seen Serge Ibaka involved in some extracurriculars. He can get a little chippy out there.
Yes, indeed. Last season, he had a 3-game suspension. Penalties can escalate for repeat offenders, something he's got to be aware of.
Shooting 1.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. And Greg, last season, the best scoring average of Serge Ibaka's career.
Even with a down year as far as his three-point shooting, Ibaka's still very efficient, getting more of his offense around the rim, playing some at the 5.
Augustine, that's good. Augustine's got 4 this quarter. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Van Vliet. Here's the 3, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
And offensively, they finally seem to be coming around after an ugly first half.
Here's Gordon. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And Serge Ibaka, the bucket on the assist by Davis. And now it's a 4-point Toronto lead.
And that's a nice jumper by Ibaka.
Oh, he made it!
He got it to go, and he beat the buzzer.
Wow. That's a miracle. Are you kidding me?
I didn't think that shot had any chance of going in. Just shows you that anything can happen in this game.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Raptors lead by 1. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
So many good point guards in this league. So much responsibility comes with that position. That was a smart play.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. Fred VanVleet out there with Davis, and it's Powell in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Boy, right down to the wire here, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
And the foul called on Terrence Ross. That's foul number 2 for him. Fultz, he's checked in for Augustine. Outside, Davis trying to get open as Ibaka. Shot clock reset for Toronto.
When shots go up, one thing about Ibaka, he gets to the right place at the right time.
Fultz the pass to Ross. Here's Bamba. The rebound by Ibaka.
Hard to create space in that mid-range area. He would have been better passing that off.
Here's Siakam. Rebound by the Magic. Gordon's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Ross. And Ross with the slam.
What you like about the drive there from Ross is how he used his body to shield the ball and take the contact.
Now here's VanVleet, guarded by Fultz. Here's Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
There's no bigger play in a close game than a putback slam.
Oh, and that one's got them all hyped up. Wow.
They're bringing the energy, the hustle, the fight, and they also didn't give up on that possession.
Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
One shot.
That sends Mohamed Bamba to the free throw line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Yeah, and luckily they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
One shot.
And that one falls for Bamba. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Outside, Davis. Pass to Powell. Bamba with the block. The tray. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Isaac's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Now here's Fultz, covered by VanVleet. Powell against Ross. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Gordon. Over Davis. And it's Gordon missing.
Great focus on the defensive end there to contest that shot.
And this is where you would prefer to work the ball to someone else for just a better look. A much different player here in the second half. He's taking advantage of what the defense allows.
Passes to Ross. And Ross with the slam.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam. VanVleet looking around. Pass to Siakam. Good, nice job down low. Siakam's got it all tied up now for Toronto.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
It's the fourth quarter, and it's a close game. You want to get the ball to someone you can rely on.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Two.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Some changes for Toronto. Boucher is checked in, and it's Kyle Lowry in for Fred VanVleet. And the Magic making a change here as well. Fournier is checked in for Terrence Ross. He hits both from the stripe. And it's Fultz with the ball for the Orlando Magic. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Here's Bamba. And another shot. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Lowry's shot is good.
And in the first half, it was a struggle offensively, shooting a very low percentage, but it hasn't prevented them from grabbing the lead. And now they're shooting it much better here in the second.
Now, here's Fultz. Outside Fournier. From the baseline. A second chance effort, and Bamba lays it in.
The activity from Bamba, when he's playing with a high motor, watch out.
Outside Lowry. And it's blocked by Gordon. Oh, and here we go. Isaac's got the fast break chance. The 6th pick back in 2017, 6'10" Jonathan Isaac out of Florida State. Greg, what have you seen from him?
Came in somewhat raw. Potential as a rangy defender. Offensively, though, still a ways to go.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
And the overall skill set that Isaac possesses really off the charts. A big man who can run the floor, but also with that wingspan can defend the rim.
Good on the second free throw. The Raptors have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Lowry passes to Boucher. He blocks it again. And that's 9 blocks.
You know he's going to be coming hard for that 10th, too.
And the second chance effort by Gordon.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Now here is Davis. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Oh, how about the floater there? Nice drop.
For Orlando, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Here's Fultz. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Toronto called for the foul.
And Fultz is a menace inside. Superb at making the D foul him when he's this close to the basket.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Fultz. Johnson, he's checked in for the Raptors. And the Magic making a change here as well. Vucevic is checked in. And he makes both free throws. Raptors trail by 3. Outside, Davis. And there's the pass to Lowry. The floater. It's hauled in by Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon.
Gordon's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. The fader. Here's Vucevic. It's stolen by Davis. Pass to Anunoby. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof.
Fultz with the ball. Lob pass to Gordon.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one, Kevin.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same. Outside Lowry. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And over the last few seasons, Kyle Lowry's scoring trending downward. His assists increasing, though, dramatically, relying more on his teammates to get the job done.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Free throw good, Lowry. And we've seen Lowry settling for more perimeter shots in recent years.
I mean, he's always had a great motor, but you have to adapt as you get older. Some back issues starting to creep in, and important for him to stay healthy along the way.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Johnson, and Norman Powell subbed in for Davis.
In a discussion of great two-way players in this league, sometimes Lowry gets overlooked, and that's a mistake.
Now, here's Fournier. Here's Gordon. It's blocked. Goes back up, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
The Raptors making a switch here. Gasol's checked in.
One shot.
Way to go, baby!
And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for Toronto. Siakam outside.
No shot!
And it's sent back by Isaac.
Get it going!
No doubt the size of Isaac is a problem for the defense. Excellent at using that long frame to draw contact.
Take a break. Take a break. Two shots.
That's good from Isaac. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
It was crucial to add to their lead and make it a two-possession game, and he did enough there at the line to make that happen.
Powell against Fournier. Back to Lowry. Clock at 6. Vucevic with the block.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Outside Fournier. Now Vucevic. Back to Fournier. Fires top of the key. They get it again. And Vucevic throws it down.
Super work on the boards. Boy, they really want to put their foot down on them now.
Yeah, and once you've got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
You know why? Because this defense is reeling. They had to stop there but couldn't secure the rebound. They're still looking for answers.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
And look how fluid Isaac moves. It's like watching a guard, terrific at penetrating and using those long strides to get to the rim.
Toronto with the ball. The Magic getting the bucket. Lowry from outside. Vucevic with the rebound.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
Outside Fournier. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got 6 assists in the game.
Fultz really sees the floor well, and an efficient guard who shares the ball.
And the Raptors call time here.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Mohamed Bamba.
And guys, it's been a rugged brand of defense he's played. I don't know why they keep taking the ball at him. It seems like every time they have, he's come up with the rejection. And with every block, he's only gotten more and more fired up.
They increased his role tonight after dropping their last game, and the move paid off. He's been the best player on the court by far, and now they don't have to worry about a losing streak. It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Coach Nick Nurse talked to his team. He is not pleased, and he told them they have to make a push right now. He said, look, we got to make a move, or I've got to pull the plug. Pretty blunt stuff, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David.
And really, that is why he is feared as a defender, right in your face on that shot.
Moved his feet, timed it perfectly. That's how you get stops. Love it.
It's stolen by Fultz. And here we go. Fultz heading to the basket. And finished off by Fultz.
And you gotta love just the attack mentality of Fultz. Always getting after it on D, skilled at taking the ball away from the opposition.
Now here is Lowry. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Gordon.
Yo, watch Gordon.
Outside Fournier. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
He is cold-blooded, drops the dagger, piles on to what was already a big lead.
I mean, defensively, if you have any hope of coming back in this game, you can't afford to give him those looks.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
It's incredible, and I'll tell you what, it's a joy to watch. There's more to his game than threes and dunks.
Now here's Gordon. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Siakam. Now in his 6th season in the NBA, hard to believe Aaron Gordon is still just 24 years of age.
Not much older than some rookies coming in. You wonder what his ceiling will be.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. Steve, you know, there is some hostility we're finding between the media, some teams and players, the boycotting of certain journalists. Coach Steve Kerr said it's a dangerous situation. What's your view?
You know, I think it is from a standpoint of from a players and organizations with the media, but I think also the media, somebody's going to have to police those guys as well. We got to have it where we're both on the same team. You might not agree, but you got to be on the same team.
I agree.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Orlando.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Mohamed Bamba.
You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim.
And Toronto will go for a different look here. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Gasol. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Pascal Siakam. Thomas checked in for OG Anunoby. And McCaw is subbed in for Fred VanVleet. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Carter Williams. Passes it to Aminu. Here's a one-do, guarded by Powell. And it's a one-do missing. Thomas goes in, makes it off the glass.
I mean, he's hard to stop once he gets to the rim. That's a beautiful play.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Carter Williams. Pass to Aminu. Three-pointer. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. And the Magic lead by 14.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
And guess what? It's going to be a fun flight home. Total team effort. Big win on the road.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the side. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.